y'all, look what I made. Look what I made. Look what I made. You see that? Dog, I made that with some acrylics. Don't play with my interior. Don't play with my interior design.
So for this wig, I'm using 2 packs of Ula Hair's Feather Crochet Deep Wave Human Hair. The link is in my bio. I'm using this weaving cap, but I wish I didn't. I should use a cap that's actually for crochet. I'm also wearing this wig cap because I don't have a foam head, so I'm going to be making the wig on my head, and I'm going to use this cap to stop me from crocheting the hair onto my braids. So on the crochet cap, I'm going to make a line. I'm going to cut a line out for my middle part. This is going to be a V-part wig, so yes, it's going to expand, but it's fine because we're going to sew it onto our braids. So I'm just cutting a line straight through, making sure it's deep enough for my middle part, but not too deep. So once I've cut how far I want to cut, I'm going to take off the cap and then sew right at the top of that line. This is just to make sure that the cap doesn't keep stretching and like breaking. So I'm just going to sew a few times at that part right there. This hair is specifically designed for crochet. I don't know how to do it with just bundles because that's quite slippery, but the thread in the middle helps to keep it secure into either your braids or the weaving cap. So to install, I'm just going to push my hook through the cap, grab the middle of the thread, pull it through, and then make a loop knot, only pulling one of the strands through. Again, I push the hook through my cap, I grab the middle of the thread and I pull it through, and I make a loop knot, but only pulling one of the strands through. And I just keep doing that all over the crochet cap. So right now, I'm just making sure that the V part is properly covered, because obviously that is going to get seen. Okay, I've done that. So as well as the V part, you want to make sure that the whole perimeter around the back is also very covered. So I'm showing you the sides, and the back needs to be covered. To make it easy for me, I'm just going to keep swiveling around the crochet cap and installing the crochet hair. This is because I don't have a wig head. If you have a wig head, just do it on a wig head. So I just swivel and crochet, swivel and crochet. You don't need to crochet every single hole on this cap, especially because the hair is curly, so once it's brushed out, it will cover any gaps. And also you don't want to make the wig too bulky. So skip a few holes and crochet. Once I've covered a good section of the perimeter, I start going higher, and you can see I'm skipping quite a bit when I go higher. When the hair is brushed out, you won't see the gaps, so don't be afraid of these gaps that you're seeing now. But you do want to keep the majority of your gaps at the bottom middle of your crochet cap. So you want to make sure your V part is covered and it's quite a bit behind it. And also you want to make sure the back and the sides are covered and quite a bit above them as well. The majority of your gaps should be in the bottom middle of your crochet cap, because this won't get seen when the hair is brushed out. So yeah, that is basically what I do to make the crochet wig. And now I'm going to show you how I sew it onto my braids. You don't have to do this part. I only did this part because I was making 2 videos at once. But I did crochet some of the hair onto my braids to act as leave out for my wig. Again, you don't have to do this. You can just sew the wig onto your braids. But I guess if you do this, it does make it look more natural. Or even more natural, should I say, because even if you don't do this, it will still look natural. If you do this, you will need to make 2 braids at the center of your head, close enough to make a decent sized middle part. So you don't want it to be too wide. You want it to be close enough to make a nice middle part. And then you can just sew your wig behind the braids, as I'm about to do now. So here's my completed wig, and I'm just gonna put it on behind my crochet hair leave out, and I'm gonna sew it on top of the braids. Each time I sew, I loop the thread around the needle twice to make sure that it's secure. So here I'm going to push it through and just grab the thread, loop it twice and pull so then it's secure. So the V-parting will need to be sewed onto your braids, and for the rest of the hair, so the sides and the back of the wig, you can just use some hairpins to pin it to your braids, or you can sew it all the way around. It's up to you. Once I finish sewing, I'm going to grab a hairbrush to brush my braids and the crochet hair together, making it all blend and look like it's all coming from my scalp. Okay, so the hair is very big right now, so I'm just going to spray some water and conditioner onto it and brush it out and just get this look together. So after all the spraying, brushing, cutting, framing, here is my final. Oh, I also dyed the hair. I dyed the hair jet black. So here is my final look.